Hello and welcome to Retrotainment Recast. We are back and we're here with a great film yet again. As you see, I'm in the judge's chair, so that means Ted beat me again there last week. And it's such a shame because I'm so happy with my cast there. It actually hurts me. We're recasting Meet the Parents this week.
/ Meet the Fockers.
/ Meet the Fockers, yeah, we're kind of doing the two of them and we're just forgetting about the third one.
That doesn't exist.
Not awful.
Kind of like female Ghostbusters, just didn't happen.
Yes, exactly. Ted, how did you feel about this cast?
As I was saying to you in our little group chat, I was really happy with my cast, and then I switched one character, which then snowballed me into switching a couple of other ones. So I'm hoping that works out to my benefit. Obviously, I still have my original cast there as well, so I'll say who I did have there.
Yeah.
And we'll see. We'll learn from there whether I was right or wrong to make those. But it was a strange one to recast, I have to say.
I really enjoyed it. I watched it too.
I enjoyed it, and I watched them back to back. Well, not back to back. Watched one on the train into work, and then watched one on the train home from work. But
That's pretty much back to back.
Yeah, in the same day. It was an interesting, good to rewatch, and an interesting.
They're fun films. They really they hold up, especially the first. The first one really holds up.
First one's very good, yeah.
I think they're both very good. I think the second one holds up really well as well.
It does, yeah. I enjoyed it. What about yourself, Greg? How do you find it?
It was all right. I was never overly fond of these films. If they're on, I'd watch them. They were funny when I watched them the first time, but it holds that joke, and there's not much difference that you see in the second time or the third time. You know, in certain movies, the jokes can be a little bit different, and you're like, oh, now I get it.
It's true, and I did notice for the first time because I watched them literally back to back. There's some jokes that played over from the first one to the second one. I was like, oh yeah, that's from the first movie.
Yeah. I'd say there's only one joke in here that wouldn't make it into today's filming if it was being filmed today, and it's.
I have nipples, Greg.
No.
Can you milk me?
That'd be fine. It's literally just his first name, Gaylord. Gaylord wouldn't.
Yeah,
probably wouldn't hold over. Everything else would be perfectly fine. Like this.
I suppose I probably would because it's an actual legitimate first name.
Sure, it wouldn't be made fun of.
Yeah, but it's been used to be made fun of. The male nurse.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, but
the male nurse thing would be a little bit on the dicey side, but I still think that would be able to be carried over because they make the point that he's not embarrassed about it. It's just the other macho kind of men that think it's an embarrassing thing, but him and his parents don't think it's embarrassing, so
true.
Still think that would hold over.
I mean, lads, nurses are more important than doctors, I'm just saying.
I wouldn't say they're more important, but they're definitely there's definitely no
they definitely do more.
Yeah, they do more, but I wouldn't say they're more important.
We'll jump in here. That's an entirely different topic.
We like to segue here.
If you want to take your pictures.
Yep. 3, 2, 1.
Go.
Sent in there.
Lovely, they're in there. And we're going to start off with, we had to choose 7. Okay, we had to have 7 in there, so we did have to have a kind of smaller role in it, but still quite significant. He's the only other one that's in the two of them, so we went for Kevin Raleigh, Owen Wilson's character.
Wow.
Before his wow phase.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the ones I found most difficult to recast, if I'm honest, because he's quite minor in this film, and he's quite minor in Meet the Fockers.
He's even smaller in the second one, yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of just there. Like the only real thing we get from him is that 1, he's quite full of himself, and then 2, that he's quite obsessed with his ex-girlfriend. Yeah, so I kind of went off that being the main character trait.
Okay.
I went with Dave Franco, who, is a dick, not really a very lovable person, but would be quite confident in himself. And I think he'd play that role quite well. That's really it. There's not much more I can say about him.
I had 2 on this, and I'm kind of really regretting my change now.
Oh no.
My backup I had, right up until about 15 minutes ago, I had BJ Novak, who was obviously Ryan in The Office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And then for some reason or another, I decided it'd be a great idea to change it to Aaron Paul. Obviously, who was Jesse in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, you're on.
I don't even know why I changed it. I just could picture him doing it.
Okay. I went with Max Greenfield for this role, better known as Schmidt in New Girl.
I've never seen New Girl, so
you lose this point, Cal.
He would actually do the role really, really well.
I can't say I know him. I can't say I know him.
Yeah, I've seen him in a couple of things. He was also that in the remake of What Women Want, but What Men Want. He
was in the series of Unfortunate Events as well, wasn't he? The newer one.
I didn't watch that. I couldn't tell it, but he's actually really funny. He'd suit this role down to the ground. That's all I could see when I saw Owen Wilson. I was like, Max Greenfield would do that perfectly.
Can't argue with it. I don't know.
I don't know well enough. Yeah, it's a good thing you weren't casting this car because you definitely wouldn't have won if either of us were judging because we have no idea who it is.
I guarantee you would not have picked him, though.
No, if you guys were doing it, I wouldn't have picked him.
True, probably.
I'm gonna have to give that to Dave Franco.
Yeah. Would VJ Novak have won it?
It would have been more of a thought process.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But honestly, I don't even know why I changed it to Aaron Paul. Like, he wasn't even on the list of people that I had. And I was like, do you know what? He'll work. Great logic there, Greg.
Not great logic, really. What we'll jump now is to Rosalind Fokker. Barbara Streisand.
I love my pick for this.
Okay.
One name I had. One. Katie Siegel.
Okay.
Who is now, in fact, legitimately a Disney princess. Because Disney bought Fox and Fox owned Married with Children, so Peg Bundy is a Disney princess.
I don't know if she's a princess for Disney standards, but
she's a princess. If the Queen's Xenomorph is a princess, Peg Bundy is a princess. She looks like Barbara Streisand.
You could have said Leela as a princess.
It's true.
Yeah, actually, that's quite a good one. Yeah,
yeah, I like you to go there. Yeah.
I was quite similar to Greg here in that I only had one person put down here. I kind of thought about the way that this character is portrayed.
The hippie.
Yeah, sort of like, but very like sexually forward and stuff in the way they like the characters
100%.
Portrayed, like, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And I went with someone who's kind of played certain kind of characters like that and still has quite a big name in Salma Hayek.
Okay.
My God, she's hot.
Yes, she is.
Which I think was meant to be part of what was like here. I think that's what they maybe wanted to go for. I don't think they did well with that, but I think that is part of what they wanted to go for here.
I think what they did really try and go the Jewish route.
Yeah, probably.
It was a major characteristic.
Yeah,
was
true.
The Jewish route, because they mention it in the original or in the first one, and then that kind of passed over onto the second. And who's more Jewish than Barbara Streisand?
Yeah.
Didn't even know she was a Jew.
I can't say she did the role badly either, to be fair.
No,
I think she did do it quite well.
Yeah. See, me saying this here now, it goes so well with my pick for Bernie. I went here with Helena Bonham Carter.
Okay, yeah.
I think she'd do this very, very well.
Is the other pick Johnny Depp?
No, it's not.
We all know that. We all know that works.
And we'd know who was directing it then.
It's all leveled up. We're going to have to go with Katie Seagal there. That's a great choice. One I didn't think of, to be honest.
I was really happy with that one now.
Yeah, I can't argue.
I even said that to you before I came on. I says that's my pick of the day. Like,
yeah, no, I can't. I can't argue with that one. Like, I didn't really feel confident in that one. Salma Hayek was just kind of the only person I could think for that role. But I can't say.
Sometimes you just get that.
It's just a mental block. I just couldn't think of anywhere else. Yeah.
So it does happen. Like there, as it says there for me with Kevin, I just changed it randomly. Do you know what I mean? I was. It's just happens sometimes.
And next up, we'll just go with Bernie Fokker then as well, Dustin Hoffman. Just to round out the second
What a
film.
man! What an actor!
Yeah. So this was one I had two people for. So my backup, I had Tim Allen, who I think
What a shout that would have been.
sort of has that thing. But then I went with someone who I think just kind of portrays that role of sort of uber confidence without having any reason to be uber confident, because they're always kind of wrong in a lot of the stuff they do, with Steve Carell, obviously thinking from The Office, like a very popular show among us, but I think he would have been very good for this.
Good pick, all right. Who likes Steve Carell?
Steve Carell.
I had two on this. I had Jack Black as my backup, surely because
Well,
Jack Black.
we do love
It
Jack
wouldn't
Black.
be an episode if we didn't mention him somewhere.
True.
And then I changed it. Surely from rewatching Sonic with Finn the other day, I went to Jim Carrey.
Okay, Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I think it's the first time we've actually put Jim Carrey in a role.
On the gym.
I think it is. Yeah,
I think it is.
he's a
Lads,
very,
if wrestling tells us anything, I should get the point for that.
What I went with here, and I think he'd be a great father for who I have for Greg, and I think he works really well for who I.
Is
had
it Nolly?
who I had for Rosalind there. I had Hugh Laurie.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I don't like that.
that.
I don't like that.
It works well for the cast, and I think he'd be great for that role.
No, I'm only taking the piss.
I think
Hugh Laurie's class.
Yeah.
he's maybe a bit too serious. Would be the only
He's
downside I'd have.
starting comedy.
No,
If you look at it,
he does comedy, but he looks a bit too serious, is what I mean.
Dustin Hoffman looks very serious.
Exactly. He usually.
So does Barbara Streisand, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
I'll have to go for Jim. I think they're on that one.
On the gym.
I really thought Steve.
I'll tell you what, that must have been the close. That must have been close, though.
It's very close. Honestly, the moment you said Steve Carell, I was like, all right, he's got it. But
Yeah,
the moment you said Steve Carell, I said the only person that will actually beat that, other than Hugh Laurie in my mind, is Jim Carrey.
see, my thought for Steve Carell was the, when he's out. So it was when you see him when he's out doing the capoeira. No, the capoeira, when he's convinced he's doing capoeira, but he's literally just swinging his arms slightly, and then the lying down in front of the bus, and then he's don't worry, I'll get us out of this ticket, and that just gets destroyed by the cop. I was like, this is Steve Carell from The Office, and then getting himself out of prison because his wife knows somebody, but not telling anyone that for ages, like just being like, yeah, I gotta say it, and then it's like, oh no, I know his wife. That's actually, and then that kind of gets given to everyone. I was like, oh,
you may have actually convinced me. Greg, do you have an extra argument for Jim Carrey?
It's Jim Carrey. Just watch him in anything. Look at him when he plays Dumb and Dumber. He's extremely full of himself for no reason.
You're losing me there. I don't like that movie.
No, you don't. But that doesn't take away from the fact that that's exactly what he does. Me, myself, and Irene, he does the exact same thing when he's Hank.
do you want to come to a pants party? Partying with fans?
I'll keep it with Jim. You were close though, Ted. You were very close.
I don't know what in Greg's argument there swayed you.
It's Jim Carrey.
You said you'd switched, and the literal argument of it's Jim Carrey was enough.
I'm just thinking on it.
It's Jim Carrey.
I don't know.
To be fair, he did say the only person Paris own pick was Jim Carrey.
Yeah, and then I made an argument, and he was like, "No, I've switched." Greg, have you got
but then I'm switching again on my mind. I'm thinking about it. It was very close, very very close.
I mean to say they were two good picks there, though.
Yeah.
Could you imagine this movie with either of those in it, though?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I just, having watched it, I was like, that's Steve Carell. Like, every bit of that is Steve Carell from The Office. Like,
We'll move on. Dina Burns, Blythe Danner. Who did you go for, Greg?
It's you, Ted, is it?
no, it's you.
No, Greg.
Oh, it's me, sorry. For Dina, I had two, and I was actually kind of disgusted with myself with the first one. I put down Kristen Wiig the first time. And I was like,
I was sitting young for the role.
I was sitting there and I was like, no, don't like that. So I went in search again, like a deep dark. You definitely don't want to go through my search history looking up for this movie. And then I actually watched a movie the other day. It's an old movie from 2001 with Nicole Kidman in it. Watched the others, and I was like, there she is. That's my pick. Nicole Kidman.
Okay.
Also another first. Just saying, if you want to keep the points coming that way for that.
She is. Okay. And Ted?
I just had one person here, Marissa Tomei. I just think she'd play the character is kind of the sweet, innocent, like, don't be too hard on the boyfriend. You're being too serious. I think she plays that very well, but also is willing to stand up for herself when she really needs to.
Fair. I went for someone. I didn't want as big a name because Blythe Danner's not a huge name, so I didn't want the name to kind of overshadow who I had as the two leads. I went with Maya Rudolph.
Who?
You know Maya Rudolph. She's in Bridesmaids. She's on SNL. She's.
Oh, I know who it is.
Yeah.
I think she'd do it really well. It's the type of role that she would take.
Pretty sure she'd take any role ever.
She's a really good comedian.
Yeah. No, but I mean, generally, a lot of those people will take roles for the.
Yeah. It's all tied up again. 2-2.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say when he said it, I was gonna let you leave it out, but I was gonna say it's probably gonna get that point for that one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she's a very strong pick for that one.
Yeah.
Like I would have happily conceded that point if.
Yeah.
Unless Carl was gonna give it to me, and then I would have just took it. I was waiting for his I was waiting for his first word there to be like, no, it's gonna be all tight. Yeah, grand. I was gonna concede that point anyway.
Okay, so we'll move on to Pam Burns or Terry Polo. Who'd you go for here, Ted?
Okay, so as I said, this is one of the ones I changed. Marissa Tomei didn't change for me. She was one of the first names I had down, so that was locked in. This is one that did change for me based on having changed Jack.
Okay.
So originally I had Alexandra Daddario here.
Yep.
Who I think would have worked.
She was my backup as well.
Yeah, I originally did have her, and that's who I had gone for. Because part of it is that the daughter, like, because obviously Greg refers to it in the second film where he's like, you want to look at if you want to see what your wife's going to look like when she's older, you look at her mother. So you kind of have to like kind of played a bit on that when I was going with that Alexandra Daddario to Marissa Tomei. But then I changed it because I changed Jack, and it didn't really fit anymore to Melissa Fumero, so Amy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Melissa Fumero.
Do you know what? When you said Amy, I was like, Amy Farrah Fowler?
No, Amy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think based on who I switched Jack Burns to, this works quite well. Unfortunately, it does rely on that switch being made. So,
okay. And Greg,
I had AD in here as well at one stage.
Yeah.
God bless her beautiful blue eyes.
She has eyes.
Apparently so. Two really big blue ones. And then I left her there until I cast kind of everybody else, and then went back and changed it. I went with Vanessa Hudgens.
Okay.
Obviously, High School Musical, and there's a few other ones that I can't think off the top of my head.
Been in Tick Tick Boom.
The one with Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know if I can say I've seen her in anything except Bad Boys for Life. And that's only because I've looked up what she was in. And I don't particularly remember her being in that either.
She was the one with the haircut. The weird haircut.
Yeah.
She was in that. She was in Journey to the Centre of the Earth with The Rock as well, wasn't she? Or Journey to the Mysterious Island there.
I think so, yeah.
I genuinely can't say I know the name. Like, she's quite a big name, but in terms of her acting ability, I have very little understanding of how good or bad she is.
She's not bad.
No. I went with her, which would be a great daughter to my Rudolph. I went with Aubrey Plaza.
Yes.
I think she did this role very well.
That does work.
Will we concede the point here to Carell?
No, because that doesn't work with my Jack Brains casting.
With this.
But it would work very well with Maya, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to give this to Vanessa Hudgens.
Woo!
Yeah.
Before you settle on that, can we do Jack and see if what I did with Jack changes how you would feel on that? Because I'm not gonna take it as anything like that. You know, it's I'll take just Jack as Jack. You know, we tried to do that with Jay and Silent Bob, and it didn't work in the Dogma one.
Technically, the fans thought it did, but I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I still feel aggrieved by it. Even though I won the episode, it didn't really matter. I still feel aggrieved by it.
Yeah, see, because Jack was the one I changed, and that then caused this ripple effect change.
Oh, the snowball is on. The excuses have started.
No, I was very open about the facts.
I will say, even with the Dario, I would have gone with Vanessa Hudgens over in that pick.
Yeah, but part of the relationship is part of what this change is as well.
It is.
I can highly imagine who your Jack is going to be.
Greg, who's your Jack?
Are we going with Jack?
We're going on to Joe. We have to do Greg last.
Yeah, Greg is he's the main character.
3, 2. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I thought we had 3 left for some reason.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah. I went with Ray Liotta. Obviously, Robert De Niro, big gangster man at one stage in his career. So I went and done the same thing. And Ray Liotta's followed down that route, and he's done comedy movies as well. Obviously, he was the bad guy in Observe and Report. He was in The Muppets. As bad as Hubie Halloween was, he was the cop in that. And yeah, he looks like he could be in the Secret Service and then just be an arsehole. He didn't like that pick.
I think he's way too old for the role.
What are you talking about? He's only 3 years older than Robert De Niro was when he done it.
De Niro
I think he's 10 years older than him.
De Niro was 61 doing it.
He was 50. The sequel he was.
He was 50 when he did the first, 57 when he did 57, 58 when he did the first.
That's desperate, and I looked up the wrong
one. Yeah, so first of all, I'd like to just say I did have someone, but I knew that we couldn't use them because they've officially retired from acting. So I just want to give an honorable mention that I do think Bruce Willis would have been brilliant in this role. Because you can see...
I really don't, because he can't act.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think he can play that serious guy. Like, he has that serious streak to him, but he's got a bit of comedy. He would just
play Bruce Willis.
Possibly. I think he could have done all right for it. The ones that I had in backup were, and this one was ruled out quite quickly, John Cena, because I think he does have the comedy chops, but he's way too muscly to be considered a florist.
Too young.
Yeah, the age was also a bit of a factor there. The one I had before I switched it was Bryan Cranston, who I think would have been quite good for the role. Obviously, we've seen him as very serious and we've seen him as very comedy, so we know we can blend them as well. but I did say I switched it, and it was based on the kind of stoic demeanor of the real deadpan serious, like, I have it, Buzz Greg. Think you could milk me? Like real deadpan serious, but also not in such a formidable body shape that you would be like, there's no way that lad isn't like is a florist or anything, you know. Like, not saying that a florist couldn't be like super buff either, but you know, the idea that people aren't going to believe that he's not some, you know, some jacked guy isn't in the CIA when he's a bit questionable about everything you do. It went with Andrew Braher, so Captain Holt. Which is what I was saying then plays into the Melissa, because obviously we know the relationship that they present in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I may or may not have shot myself in the foot by looking up that wrong movie.
But also, part of what changed it was Captain Holt is quite black, and I was like, you can't have a very white daughter as the as that.
True,
like,
Vanessa
biologically.
Either.
No, but I'm saying that's why I switched from Alexander Daddario as well, because it's like it doesn't really, like, biologically that doesn't really work.
Well, I went the same route, which is why I had Maya Rudolph and Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah.
And my Jack was Denzel. I would absolutely love to see him do that role. And playing a very similar enough to the character he is the Equalizer. You know, he's had decided
on to do an Equalizer 3.
He has actually, yeah, I saw that. Can't wait for that. But
it's the only role that he's done twice.
Yeah. I think he'd be absolutely hilarious in this role, because he does have comedy chops.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he has the comedy chops in him.
Yeah, so I think it'll be, you know, taking the piss out of himself, which is exactly what De Niro did in this. You know, he was literally taking the piss out of himself, basically, because of how serious he is. That was the funny thing.
Yeah,
you know?
Which is exactly what Holt is funny for as well, to be like, which is what kind of
triggered
that in my head.
Speaking of Andre Barrow, I literally just before this, I was watching him really young in 1996 in Primal Fear.
Good movie.
He
was in that.
Yeah, he's his mate who's working with him.
Jesus, I forgot he was in that.
Yeah, I didn't realize, like, holy shit, look at that smile, that's him.
He does have a very recognizable smile.
He really does. I'm gonna have to go with Andre in this one. To level up 3 apiece.
Yeah. That was the one, as I said, that changed, and then that changed everything else across the board for me.
That's fair. So we're on to the last one. Ted, are you going to defend, or is Greg?
I don't know.
Six-time champ?
I have 2 backups here for this one. So
it's Greg, Gaylord Fokker, Ben Stiller. Here we go.
I mean, if I lose with my own namesake here.
Yeah, I know. So the first backup I had,
really?
Yeah, that's
Gaylord Flanagan.
That's his name. The first backup I had was Bill Hader, but I don't know if he plays this kind of comedy.
No,
he doesn't.
In that sense, he is very funny, but I don't think I didn't feel he played this kind of comedy. He's who I had down quite early, and then really didn't like it, so I was going to change that anyway. The other person that I did have, and this one I didn't think would win anyway, but I just felt it was quite funny because I feel he would have played the awkwardness really well.
Michael Cera.
Yeah, Michael Cera. I was like, he'd play the awkward.
Fucking do it.
I was like, he'd play the awkward part so well, but then I was like, part of this has to be that it needs to be believable that he would also be getting married to whoever I have as Pamela. So I was like, I don't know if I see them posing that as the relationship.
Yeah.
Although I did think it would be very funny to see him play that role. So I switched to Andrew Garfield, who I think would play the role with, he has enough confidence in himself, but would also be able to play like the super awkward around, you know, someone that's intimidating to him very, very well as well.
Greg?
So I had a couple early on. I had Andy Samberg as my first pick, but he's far too old. I looked around, and it was hard to find one. And then I settled on one of yours a couple of times. I went with Zac Efron. It kind of helped with him fitting in with Vanessa Hudgens. And I tried to keep them because obviously they had whatever they had in High School Musical. I think that was the two were together in High School Musical. I think he could do the kind of, it's not even awkward comedy because like there's not really many jokes that he tells. It's more his reactions to things.
I didn't know about that.
Well, I will tell you, one of you have won.
Well, we know one of us have won.
And one of you have won because I have chosen the same person.
I'm assuming it's going to be me because I really hope you haven't gone with Zac Efron because I really don't like that as a pick.
I have gone without Andrew Garfield.
Yes.
I
I don't like that pick, lads.
I like Zac Efron pick. as an actor. I think he's very, and I do think he can be very funny.
Zac Efron would be
his character is super.
Zac Efron would be great for the Kevin Rowley.
Yeah,
part.
He's super into himself. He's super like, I am fucking brilliant. He's also jacked as fuck. Nobody is making fun of that guy. You're a male nurse, yeah, and look at the size of me. Who you gonna make fun of me, huh?
I just don't see Andrew Garfield doing it. I don't think he's that funny, to be honest.
He's good in comedies.
But as you said, the character isn't particularly funny. He's funny because of how awkward he is. Like
it's not even as awkward. It's the reactions.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield comes across to me with the reactions of a fish.
No,
don't put Andrew Garfield in a cast when Greg's judge.
No, I don't mind him as a thing, but in that kind of comedy role, I wouldn't think. I've used Andrew Garfield before.
Yeah, no, I really liked him because I was kind of like when he was doing the Spider-Man thing, he's very awkward around Emma Stone. Like the whole time he's around Emma Stone, he's super awkward, and I was like, I can see like so obviously he can do that bit, and then the being intimidated. Yeah, my sister had a cat, and I milked that. I was just like, oh, he'd fit so well into being intimidated into being an idiot the whole time.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I don't, but sure, look.
So, congratulations, Ted.
Continue on again. Another big win. Now, I will ask before we move on. Having known my Jack Burns pick, would that have swayed in any way? I know you said you weren't going to go back. It wouldn't have swayed your... No. Okay, fair enough.
Not at all. Vanessa Hudgens would have won that.
I mean, she could have fit that pick as well. She's kind of...
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not saying she would.
Darker as well.
I'm just asking, would it have swayed us? Because obviously I used part of their previous acting careers to match them up as well.
That's what I've done with Zac Efron and
Vanessa.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're not really big fans of each other. Really, they don't really get on. I don't think Zac Efron gets on with anyone from the High School Musical days.
Well, that's more so probably jealousy from them because he's now a major star and they are not.
This is true. This is very true. Anyway, so Greg, what do we have next week?
Right. I'm going to make this a little bit more different for you, lads. I'm going to let you guess the movie by giving you the actors that are in it.
Okay.
Just for the crack.
Okay.
Right? I'll give you an actor, he's got to guess, and then I'll give you the next actor. Right?
All right.
So, just for the crack to see. Will Smith.
Baddie. But...
Bad Boys.
No.
Is there
no, we're going to know.
So we can do the trilogy.
Boys,
we can do the trilogy.
Yeah.
We don't talk about the third one.
I like the third one.
The third one was okay,
yeah. Better than the second one.
No, I don't know about that now. The speech in the second one.
The second one has that speech and it has that scene at the door with the kid coming up. The rest of it's not great.
Yeah, that's the speech I'm talking about.
I'm gonna call bullshit on this one now. It has that scene with Martin Lawrence when he's crawling through the attic and the two rats are riding. He's got a papa rat and a mama rat. He's giving her a straight up pile driver.
The third one's better.
Yeah.
Right, so it's not that.
Okay.
Vivica A. Fox.
Will Smith.
It has to be Independence Day.
Yeah. I don't think
Independence Day it is.
they haven't been anything else together, have they?
Yeah, no, I don't think they've been anything else together.
No. I should have given you someone different other than her.
Yeah.
I should have said Mary McDonnell.
I don't know if
That
they've
would have
been
made it more
anything else.
difficult.
Have they been in anything else together?
No. The next one would have been Bill Pullman and you would have got it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just something different for the crack.
Independence Day.
Good film.
Right. That'll be fun. That'll be.
I mean, it's a great time to go back and rewatch it.
We can't do any worse than Independence Day 2. So
I did not watch Independence Day 2. It does not exist.
You were lucky.
I didn't watch it either. Jesus.
It is absolute dog shit.
I had heard that all right. Early reports came out and it was like not good.
No, that was a film.
I'm highly imagining how Top Gun 2 is going to be.
I have different
That looks good. Independence Day 2 never looked good, and honestly, it's probably one of my least favorite sequels of all time.
I'm just winding you up now because I know he's like Top Gun lads.
Love Top Gun. Love Top Gun.
So I'm gonna give you Independence Day.
Yeah, perfect.
Radio.
Obviously,
you get that whole scene of Bill Pullman giving the speech on the 4th of July. Quality, lads. Absolutely quality.
Quality fellow, yeah. I'm looking forward to rewatching that now.
I haven't rewatched this in a long time.
Yeah.
But for this week, that's the end of it. Don't forget to like, share, follow us, all that on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and don't forget to go to Carl's Instagram at Carl Sherlock 94.
91.
91. That's close. 91, and vote on the polls and let us know whether you think my pick, Greg's pick, or Carl's pick were the best choice for the recasting of this role. We're always interested to see.
And also, newly, we're getting up with the times, lads. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok at Retrotainment Recast.
On the TikTok.
on the Tickety Talks. We're there as well.
But until next week, that's it. Good luck.
Sure.